Hello, welcome beautiful vibrant souls to today's pick a card reading, where we are going to be looking at what kind of relationship do they want. I know. Few things to keep in mind. This can be triggering, so if this is going to deplete you in your healing journey, if this is going to be obstructive to your progress, maybe now is not the time to watch it, and that's okay. Save it for later. This is also not meant to, hang on, let me rephrase. This is meant to kind of look at the person that you have in mind, where they are right now, currently, right? Because everybody's changing and growing all the time. Where they are currently and kind of what they want out of a relationship. Now, this is also meant to be at multiple layers: mind, body, spirit, light, shadow. So there might be things where you're aware, things that they've communicated they want, things where they say they want one thing, but they're kind of acting like they want another thing. And this is sort of, confirmation. There could be things that they are just not aware of them wanting that come through. And there could be also spiritual elements of what they at the soul are looking for. So we're going to do a deep dive and get really into it, but kind of keep that in mind as we're going through this odyssey of what the person you have in mind might want. You could use this for somebody that you are with and you're struggling to get clarity. Excuse me. You could use this as, like for somebody that you are getting to know and you kind of want to get a feel for what they're looking for. It can kind of go also too for somebody maybe you're in separation with. You want to see kind of where they're at, what they are currently looking for out of a relationship. Anything like that. The last thing I want to say to keep in mind is this is for what they kind of want from a relationship in general, not specifically with you. Okay. So use this at your own discretion. With that, we have 3 options to choose from today, as shown in the thumbnail, but I'll show you again. Group 1 is with the honey calcite. So pretty. Group 2 is with this hemimorphite tower. And group 3 is with the prehnite. So take your time, pause the video if need be, meditate, contemplate on your options. When you have found one that best resonates with your energy, head down to the timestamps in the description box below, and I will see you there. Excuse me. Hey, group 1. I don't know why I'm getting this feeling off the honey calcite. There's this energy of, I feel like easing into flow. I think this may have taken this person some time to get to this point in their life on their journey. But there's a sense here of, whatever is good, and I want what's good. So they might not have any particular, like if you asked what you're looking, what are you looking for out of a what are you looking for out of a relationship or out of a long-term relationship? They might say, not really sure yet. Whatever, works for like a good relationship is a good relationship. They might kind of be somebody who's not super hung up on labels, but I don't feel like it's a fear of commitment necessarily, but it is a commitment to a good relationship, right? Excuse me. So it's not that they won't put labels on things or commit to things because they're afraid of it. It's kind of like, no, only if it seems like that's the right thing to do, is kind of the energy I'm picking up with this person. And again, I do feel like this is something that they had to kind of cultivate in their life. It took some time. So I have oracle cards to go over overarching themes. Now I also have this one other oracle deck that does archetypes, and I'm going to be pulling for what archetype they want to, I'm actually going to do that first, what archetype they kind of want to fulfill in a relationship and what archetype they want their partner to fulfill. Again, these can be things that are conscious, these can be subconscious, spiritual needs, etc. So we'll see what comes out. So what about, this is what they want from their partner. What about them though? No, that one, okay. Can you show me group 1's person, how they want to show up in a relationship? Okay. Show. What's at the bottom? The bottom is Messiah reversed, which my usual rule of thumb with this deck is if it's reversed, I read the shadow attributes. Exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. I think they've dealt with relationships in the past where they have felt like they had to solve everything. And they're kind of trying to relinquish some control because that didn't work for them. So for them, the archetype they like to show up in a relationship as, okay, we have the hedonist. Again, when it's upright, I tend to like to read the light attributes. inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. Okay, a lot of Venus energy. And for a partner, they like, oh, the Advocate. Okay. Inspires you to put compassion into action. So maybe the word inspire is coming out twice. This person might have a lot of fire and earth in their chart. I'm noticing we have red and green, which are oppositional. They like a good balance. They might appreciate opposites attract. This is somebody who's not afraid to be different than their partner. They like to experience, they like to really experience a relationship and experience that person deeply. And so somebody who's different from them is a rich experience to them. Excuse me. I do want to make note though. Look at the placement. This person's got their back to this person. So your person in question might unintentionally kind of tend to like to do their own thing, or sometimes, you know, kind of be so caught up in what they like in a moment that they have their back turned kind of to the relationship, to their partner. I do want to kind of make note of that. You know, we have inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life. There is a heavy emphasis on this person likes to be in the present. This person could have a lot of Taurus placements. Likes to be in the present, likes to be very creative, likes to truly enjoy the moment. This person might really like food as well. I think they really appreciate, I'm looking at the tree here, they really appreciate a partner who can make something grow, who has a vision for how something is going to turn out, and they're willing to put in the work and the effort. They're willing to, you know, they're willing to care for it and tend to it over time. That might be something that your person sometimes actually struggles with. You know, I like we see celebrates the beauty in yourself, because I do feel like this person both sees the beauty in others, but also has gotten to a place over a long period of time of really seeing the beauty in themselves, and especially with that Messiah in reverse at the bottom of the other deck, seeing the beauty in themselves that's not solely hung up on what they can do for others. I think that's been a very long journey that they've been on, and a wound that they've been seeking to overcome is, you know, what can I do for others, which is, I think, why they also appreciate a partner who is caring, who is thoughtful, who is mindful, and wants to make things grow. I feel like there's almost this energy that this person tends to be a little bit more extroverted. They might prefer a partner that's a tad bit more introverted. But that's kind of what I'm seeing off the bat. You know, something I do want to talk about, even though we are seeing the light attributes showing up, you know, a hedonist and an advocate, there's almost a sense of fuel to the fire. And we're going to look at what else comes out. But there's a sense of fuel to the fire that might come out sometimes. This person might almost kind of like to, like, I don't want to say turn people wild, but get them out of their shell. And I think they like this, especially when they're the ones kind of leading the other more introverted person through that process. They like it being kind of, I don't want to say specifically on their terms, but there's a sense here where this person isn't controlling, but they do like control. That makes sense. So I just want to put that out there. You know, this is light and shadow coming out. Sapphire, regenerate your body. Okay, 38 might be important, as could 2, because it reduces to 11, which reduces to a 2. This person could be born in September. September could be an anniversary date here. Yeah. Clean it up. Okay, 21 reducing to a 3. It makes me think of the World card in the tarot. Yeah, here we go. Horse with freedom and action. This person could be Year of the Horse in the Chinese zodiac. And Divine Feminine, another 21. The frequency of Divine Feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect to our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all creation. Excuse my burp. Okay. So right off the bat, overarching themes here, what this person wants out of a relationship. They want freedom. They've been trying really hard, like I said, with Clean It Up, to kind of clean up some of their old relationship patterns that have a lot to do with, there may have been codependency, a lot to do with making them feel like their relationship is built off a foundation of what they can do for the other person. There's a lot of like, there's some like feminine energy. I feel like the person's got like a very strong feminine energy in the sense of like they like to receive. They like to receive things, but I feel like they also are very active. They could have a good balance of masculine and feminine energies. I'm almost seeing in their natal chart, they might have a lot of like masculine and feminine elements of balance. Again, that fire and earth is something I was picking up. So it's really interesting because I feel like something I'm noticing, sorry, placement is important for me, so I'm going to show you what I'm seeing. It's almost like this horse is running away from the divine feminine energy and right into this clean it up. Your person, I feel like, has had a lot of codependent, again, relationships in their past. And as a result, what they're kind of looking for in this relationship is they like this softness. They like this receptivity. They like this loving energy. But they also might really kind of like get an urge for freedom and kind of feel the need to run. And so they might like to do that. They might kind of like really need their space, really need their freedom to some extent. And it kind of, with the horse running toward this card, it kind of is something that they do need to, spiritually, they are attracted to that dynamic because it's still something that they need to clean up, right? They may have worked really hard on not being codependent or on not fostering bonds with people based off codependency, and now it's kind of like they need to not go the other way. They need to find balance where they're not running away the second they get triggered, or they're not like, yeah, they're not like running away, like creating so much space it's detrimental to the connection. So I will say that what this person wants, I think, at a spiritual and subconscious level, well, at a subconscious level, they may get triggered by somebody being like open with them, somebody being loving, this divine feminine energy is nurturing, somebody being kind and tending to them. So there's a little push-pull here. Well, they want that, and I think they know they want that. They also have strong boundaries. I don't know why I want to do air quotes. Strong boundaries around their time alone and their freedom. They really need to feel free. I think that's the subconscious draw, is because there's a dynamic that's comfortable. At a spiritual level, they are being encouraged to master both, create balance, right? And so know how to be close with people without being boundaryless, and thus feeling like you need to save everybody. They could kind of be the hero, feeling like they need to save everybody and burning themselves out, or to not then run away when they are being cared for, and to, again, just create balance. So at a spiritual level, they are attracted to people who are caring and who are kind, but there's also, because they need to work through these wounds, and these wounds have a lot to do with letting themselves be cared for. It's really interesting because I think this person is again, I'm picking up this energy where they like certain types of attention. They like having these like intense, intimate, or taboo experiences. They could have some Scorpio going on in their chart or something in the 8th house. These like hedonistic kind of experiences. They like having these moments of being wild and like turning other people wild, but they do it from a controlled position. It's something where they seem like they are totally like, open and receptive and go with the flow. And I think they are, but there's also a level of control. And this control comes from feeling like they can bolt, they can extricate themselves when it's too much. I want to know why it's too much, like what those circumstances are. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Interesting. The Magician. Okay, I'll take both. The 6 of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so this has to do with, again, past relationships. The 6 of Swords. This can also go back to childhood wounding and subconscious programming. What happens is that, especially in deep soul connections, when they feel like they are being loved and cared for, and they feel like they are attaching their, heart to heart, soul to soul, that is kind of what starts to freak them out. I feel like that itself doesn't necessarily freak them out, but the Queen of Pentacles reversed, either if they feel like somebody is taking care of them too much, like more than they take care of themselves, or if they have this beautiful bond and then somebody shows up in an inconsistent way, because the Queen of Pentacles is very reliable. So let's say they're already feeling this feeling of closeness and attachment, and thus a little bit of concern, like what happens if something falls apart. If somebody has a bad day, or somebody excuse me, like, you know, just like doesn't show up in their highest self, that is usually what triggers them to want to take their power back and run away. Now, that doesn't always mean that their perception of what's happening is accurate, but it's like the more attached they get, the more they will feel the need to kind of scrutinize and react to even like slight fluctuation. They might kind of have that happen. And it triggers this feeling like, oh, you know, this has gotten out of control. I got to clean this up, right? So I think they like a relationship. They is a little, like I said, push-pull. And I think they've been working on this, but, you know, nobody's perfect. There's a sense here of like they like a relationship that has depth to it, that has intimacy, but there are levels to which it can also become triggering for them. I want to kind of know a little bit more about the circumstances of like when it becomes triggering, because I think that's important to know. Yeah, the Empress reverse, very similar energy to the Queen of Pentacles reverse. When they might feel like, sorry, I have like little hairs. They're driving me nuts. When they might feel like somebody has withdrawn from them, like somebody, you know, it might be kind of thing where they like their freedom, but then when you try to take some of your freedom, that makes them feel like nervous, and they respond by leaving, of like, oh shit, I'm going down with the ship. The Nine of Pentacles reversed, yeah. The Chariot reversed, okay. And then Death reversed, interesting. So we have Cancer and Pisces, Cancer and Scorpio showing up here. You know, these being the circumstances for what kind of triggers them to want to bolt. I think it's a thing where it's, again, a combination. They start to feel like they're in partnership. They might start to kind of worry that there's, you know, like, oh, I'm losing myself a little bit. And then what happens is, if there's something that's going wrong, if there's something that's not working, there's something that seems like it's not flowing smoothly, that's when they might start to be afraid that, like, it's like that you guys are growing closer. You know, they're kind of noticing, oh, you know, this is less about, I'm not really a me anymore, we're kind of becoming a we, and then any little thing that kind of spooks them out, that makes them fear an ending, either that you're going to end it, or like that, you know, I say you as in the person they're with, that the person they're with will end it, or that, you know, something's going to happen that's going to make them need to walk away, and ending will be forced. That's what causes them to kind of like bolt, and it may exacerbate the problem a little bit. So for example, if they were feeling like they're losing themselves, they take more space to themselves. You know, you might respond to that by, you know, saying, like, trying to assert a boundary. You might respond to that by pulling your energy back and focusing more on yourself. And that's something that will like then scare the shit out of them and trigger them a little bit, if you guys get to that point. So that is something they're working on. I do think they have varying levels of awareness of where they are with that, but they are also attracted to that dynamic. So they are attracted, what they want out of a relationship, I think they would tell you, they want something that is different than their past, with the clean it up here. What is this more particularly? The Lovers, yeah, this is something where they want something different from their past. They want somebody who's going to choose them. They want to be with somebody that they feel in alignment with. Yep, not somebody that just with the Five of Pentacles that they feel like kind of stuck with, right? They want something that's like based out of like a high vibrational love, not something that's based out of like a trauma bond, a karmic bond, right? This is like, you know, survival kind of mentality versus like creation. They really want something like that. They want something that is loving, that is present, that is of the heart and soul at a very high vibrational level. And I think that they would tell you that this is the reason why, again, with the horse just sprinting his little ass off in the other direction, they have detached from some divine feminine energies in their past, that they have left relationships, is because there wasn't that same level of, like, if it started to become unhealthy, right? Some of them might actually say with regenerate your body that there's a health focus. They might be very focused on their own body, so they might really love working out, and they really want a partnership where somebody values fitness. Their diet might be very particular, you know, and so finding somebody who makes space for that, makes room for that, or is you know, going on a similar path in their life might be something that they value a lot. This could be somebody who, again, they value their body, they value their health. Somebody who's got like a good regimen, a good routine going on. A lot of Virgo energy now showing up. This can be somebody who maybe they've made a choice, like they've decided to quit smoking or they've gone sober or something like that. And that's such a huge part of their life now that they really want and value a partnership where somebody is in alignment with them in that area. I'm just taking a sip of my tea. Also could be somebody who really likes their sleep. They really like a good nap, or they love to stay up on their sleep. I don't know why I'm getting that. What is a sapphire? Regenerate your body. Yeah, Queen of Cups. This person understands the connection between a healthy body and like, you know, a healthy emotional landscape. So this would be the kind of person that, you know, has a consistent exercise routine because it alleviates anxiety. This would be the kind of person that's saying, you know, I make sure I get good sleep because I just feel better, right? They recognize that. So somebody who supports that, they would like, especially that Queen of Cups energy, somebody who's empathetic about that, somebody who supports that would be on their list. Excuse me. Yeah, Two of Wands. I feel like this was not always something that they used to value and prioritize, but they do now. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. Because this also has this energy of if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So they really value taking care of their physical body, both for the physical benefits, but also for the emotional benefits. And I think that they like a relationship with somebody who is the same or who understands that and makes room for that. So that would be, you know, let's say they have a very particular diet. Sorry, I have a hair in my eyeball. It's driving me nuts. They have a very particular diet. This would be like, they would appreciate, even if you don't follow that diet, supporting them, right? Not trying to like get them to eat things that they don't want to eat. You know, you're willing to try new things. I'm noticing there's a lot of flowers and growth on the wands. So you're willing to try new things with them. You're willing to, you know, give it a shot with them. So I do see that here. That's probably something that they would, I think they like, in a lot of ways, they like traditional kind of like divine feminine energy of somebody who is caring, somebody who is warm, who is thoughtful, you know, that Queen of Cups, emotional. But that's also triggering for them. I do think it's really important that you know that. I want to kind of get a feel for the hidden things that they actually want in a relationship. They also might really appreciate somebody with Clean It Up who can take a lot of responsibility for themselves, who has overcome challenges. If they've overcome a challenge in their life, they've cleaned up like a habit in their life, something like that. They might really value and appreciate somebody who's able to do the same. Somebody who's been able to free themselves from something that was not healthy. Anyway, that came through. I wanted to share. So what the hidden kind of aspects of what they would want in this relationship. Nine of Swords. This person might have more anxiety than they let on. With the Ghost here too, they might always have a lot of anxiety about whether they can escape their past patterns or not. That may have really like made an impact on them. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Five of Pentacles. Three of Swords. And the Ace of Cups. So this is all like the hidden aspects of kind of what they might want out of a relationship. They might not even be aware that they kind of are looking for this. They want somebody who's patient with the Seven of Pentacles. And I feel like the reason why, because we have these two cards and then this one over here. So the heart on the Three of Swords is looking at the Ace of Cups. I feel like why they want somebody who's patient is that as much work as they've done, as much as I think they have, they're proud of how far they've come, they still have some wounds here. And these wounds are around their past relationships, either feeling stuck in this like broken, lacking, heartbreak energy. They may have been left by somebody, or like somebody, I'm hearing like it turned ugly, somebody that kind of like changed their mentality, and they're kind of like afraid, you know, if I get really invested with this person, is the same thing going to happen where they just do a 180 and they wake up and they're different. They are working through that. And it's interesting because again, the Three of Swords is looking at the Ace of Cups. They are healing. They do really want this love. They want love, right? They want a beautiful emotional beginning, but it also does evoke a lot of fear for them. So I think what they really want out of a relationship is somebody who is patient. I want to clarify this Five of Pentacles though, because I almost kind of feel like this thing of like, they might want something. It's not even want something that's unhealthy. They might expect something that's unhealthy because they've kind of dealt with that. So if you meet them with not that, it might make them feel like a little uncomfortable. What is this Five of Pentacles? Oh, no, it's not that one. It's this one. It's this one. The Queen of Cups. I feel like they have gotten really close with people before. The Page of Pentacles. And it's kind of like, they put a lot of love out there, or they felt a lot of love, and they felt like it was not reciprocated. And so there's always this fear of like, if I'm growing closer and I'm getting more attached, you know, it's just going to fall apart. And so they kind of have a little bit of this back and forth. I think some of it's on their radar, but again, it's not they necessarily want this energy. They expect it though. And so when it doesn't happen, it might ratchet up their anxiety a little bit about like, when is the other shoe going to drop? And you might start to notice that's when they start to pull back. That's when they start to want freedom, want to do their own thing, is because the fear is like, they have a subconscious program and belief of like, you're going to kick the shit out of me at some point. I want to at least see it coming. And so if you guys like end up having a relationship, or if this is somebody that you've been with or you are with and things were good and then it kind of got weird, that's likely why. Because this person kind of expects for things to get bad. And it's kind of like, I want to at least see it coming a mile away. Something else I'm getting to that I want to kind of share is that like with that Messiah and reverse the bottom of the Archetypes deck and clean it up, I think that's something that this person likes out of a relationship, whether they want to admit it or not, is the part of them kind of likes being this savior role. They help other people clean up their lives a lot, and I think it gives them a sense of power. It gives them a sense of purpose in a relationship. And there's almost, again, this energy of like, they might at some subconscious level believe that that's all they have to offer to people. And they both resent that and, you know, and are trying to move past that, but they also feel a comfort and they expect that. The Lovers, I feel like, yeah, the Five of Cups is here, the Nine of Wands, and the Empress reverse. I feel like this person at some level, you know, has had a lot of relationships and kind of operates under this model that they need to, I'm hearing inspire, because we had that come up twice, that they need to inspire people to fight through their painful moments, their grief. They need to pick people up off the ground, no matter how heavy it is. You know, the Empress, this is somebody who's divine, who is mighty, again, that divine feminine energy, somebody who could be in their power but has fallen. And it's kind of like they may have gotten into they might have a difficult relationship with their mother, and this is kind of replicated in their relationships, or in their relationship to their own divine feminine energy. But there's kind of this energy of like, I've got to get this Empress, you know, pick them back up, turn them upright, get them in their power, put them back on their throne. And they kind of might gravitate toward relationships where they feel like that's their role. That's what they're here to do. And so this is kind of part of that, is like, I've got to do that. That's my purpose. That's why I'm here. So they kind of have a little bit of complication. But generally speaking, I think that this is somebody who, you know, again, we have regenerate your body and lots of fruit here. This could be somebody who likes to take good care of their body. You know, with a hedonist though, by contrast, this could be somebody who they're very, very into their sensory pleasures, right? Whether those are healthy or not. And in fact, this person may have been on a journey where they used to be unhealthy and now they're replacing it with more healthy alternatives. But I think that what they like out of a relationship, they like somebody who greets them with compassion. They like somebody who makes room for them. They like somebody who lets things develop over time. Even if that's something that they themselves struggle to do. They might like patience because they're, you know, and be attracted to it because they lack it. This is somebody, you know, especially when we even look at, you know, advocate. This is somebody who values a partnership with somebody who they feel is going to stand up for them. Somebody who's going to advocate for them. Somebody who's going to show up for them the way that they tend to show up for other people. But because, you know, I can pick up the cards. Because their back is turned, I feel like there's an element where they want it, but it also is something they have a hard time accepting. So that is everything I'm seeing for group 1. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for being here. I'm wishing you the best of luck, and I will hopefully see you again real soon. Take care. Bye. Hi, group 2. So you guys chose the, did you hear that? That was my back cracking. The Hem and Morphite. this is usually a crystal, especially because it's a 4-sided tower. This is usually a crystal about finding emotional stability, and I definitely get that vibe. I almost feel like this person that you're asking about, yeah, because I know this is weird, but I'm like feeling all of a sudden this like floating sensation in my legs, and I'm like, whoo, this person might be kind of ungrounded. This person might really like in a relationship to have somebody who grounds them. I feel like this person can feel very, very, very good, very up, but this person might also be subject to crashing and not really knowing when they're getting to their limits. They might really struggle to know their limits. So somebody who helps ground them emotionally might be really helpful. This could be somebody who's like, I'm getting jovial, witty, life of the party, or they speak in a way that is, that is commanding without being overbearing. You like to be around them. A lot of Jupiter energy here. But this person might not realize when they're starting to get tapped out, and when they crash, they might be prone to, like almost like bouts of depression, like this feeling of like feeling so isolated, so alone, like nothing's in their favor. Jupiter co-rules Pisces and Sagittarius, but I'm thinking specifically with Sagittarius, that sign is all about, optimism and expansion, because they've hit rock bottom first and the only way to go is up, right? And Pisces can deal with, this energy of boundarylessness and almost like addiction a little bit, right? And there's like this dreamy quality, but the flip side of that is when it's unmitigated and unmanaged, it leads to addiction, to low lows, to feeling lost, helpless, confused, things like that. This person might kind of experience some of those highs and lows. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. I'm like, I forgot all the words. So I actually have an oracle deck next to me that I pulled, and I liked this for group 1, where I want to look at, it's an archetype deck, what kind of archetype this person likes to have in a relationship, and what kind of archetype they like their partner to be. Again, as we mentioned in the intro, if you skipped it, this can be something they're consciously aware of. So if you ask them what they were looking for in a relationship, they might be able to spell this out for you. These could be things that they're totally unaware of, things that they are attracted to at a subconscious level, due to like past wounding. These could be things that they're spiritually attracted to because it helps them learn a lesson. So keep that in mind. So what does group 2's person like to show up as in a relationship? This one. What does group 2 like their partner to be in a relationship? What is this one? Okay. And at the bottom is shapeshifter. My rule of thumb for this deck is if it's reversed, I go with the shadow attributes. Upright, I go with the light. So the shadow attributes here are projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. Okay. Shapeshifter always gives me very much 12th house Pisces energy. So you could be dealing with a Pisces, with somebody who has a lot of 12th house placements, especially something, like Mercury, like Venus in the 12th house, something kind of like that. Just because those come into play in relationships more often than not, like the moon in the 12th house would be another example. I don't know why I'm also getting Chiron in the 12th house. It's very specific, but anywho. So let's see how this person likes to show. Oh, I actually want to address that really quickly. We were just saying like can kind of be whatever to serve a personal agenda. I feel like this person might have kind of a larger than life personality, or like they have a kind of public persona, and then when they get, it's not even like, because we all do that, right? We all have kind of, when we're with it, and then times where we're feeling kind of lower or mellow or sort of like, and that's okay. Pardon my itchy nose. But this person specifically, I feel, will go to great lengths to hide their lows, even from the people in their life. There's a sense where they like hide it, or like they don't, mention it, and then it comes out later. Like, it's hard to describe. So I'll pull some. Let's look at this and we'll get started. We have artist, and it's reversed. So the shadow attribute here is using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as the starving artist to elicit pity. Interesting. I'm going to look at the other one in a minute. I want to talk about this first. So, right off the bat, how this person tends to like to show up in relationships, I'm really drawn to using talent as an excuse to mistreat others. This might be the kind of person where it's maybe not what they like to do, but they kind of feel okay with, especially that shapeshifter energy, and like, you're being a different person to suit your personal agenda. They're kind of okay with that. They're okay with being a little slippery, if I'm being honest. They don't see it as a problem. Part of why is because I think they look at something they're trying to create and they're like, yeah, this is part of it. They might be somebody who would be a great actor, right? They have no problem. It's kind of like a performance for them. They see it in some way, shape, or form as like an art form. And that's kind of why in the back of their mind, they justify this. I want to kind of clarify this a little bit more through the tarot because I'm curious. They might tend to like to kind of use circumstances to almost paint a picture that they were wronged, but it's okay. I'm coming out on top is kind of the energy. Without really like recognizing how they contributed to the problem. It's kind of something, yep, the devil reversed at the bottom. I feel like a huge part of this person's personal narrative is the underdog story, right? I was in pain, I was in this situation, but I freed myself. Even when to the level where they are less aware of how they got themselves in the situation in the first place, how their behavior created the situation. And I feel like that's important to know. Yes, the Tower. The Lovers. Okay. The Queen of Swords reversed. Okay. And the Two of Cups. Clear fucking message here. Okay. So this is in relationships. What has happened is they have had a relationship fall apart spectacularly. And I think that was so traumatic for them. And this is going to be something where with the Queen of Swords, this person betrayed them. This person lied to them. This person, I'm almost tried to trash their image. Their image is important to them. It may not always have been. This person may have tried to trash their image. This person may have tried to drag them in court is something I'm kind of getting, like have like a actual like trial or deposition is a word that's coming through. There may have been a contract where this person tried to cheat them in some way, shape, or form. This person could have been a cheater, and that may be what happened to them. The thing is they were really into this person. Lovers and the Two of Cups. They thought this was their person. And then having to kind of deal with the fact that this person, like, emotionally kicked the shit out of them. I feel like there's something where they, I'm really drawn into using talent as an excuse to mistreat others. So for them, it's a talent. It's a skill to be able to rise above, right? And it's kind of like, oh, I'm fine. I am like, I got this. This person uses what happened to them in the past to justify not always being the most honest. And I want to say, like, how are they kind of dishonest? Because I don't think they straight up lie, because that would make them, in their mind, the same as this person. But they do something that they might tend to, like, kind of omit things a lot. They might just, like, it's not a straight up lie, but it's not 100% the truth. The Ace of Wands, they might, again, their passion might wax and wane, and they might not really be clear about that and upfront. So you might notice some hot and cold behavior. Five of Pentacles. Okay, this Queen of Cups. Six of Wands reversed. The Seven of Pentacles. I think the way that this happens, this person's not 100% honest. They might try to keep a relationship under wraps for a really long time. They might also not communicate their feelings for a very long time, to the point where it can cause a relationship to fail. And they don't see that as part of the problem, right? So if they've been hurt really badly in relationships following that, they may just not, they might try to pretend that, they're not bothered, right? They might try to pretend, oh, we're just having fun, especially the Ace of Wands here. This is just for fun. This is just sexual. This is just like casual, blah, blah, blah. What they're not doing is talking about either their feelings or wanting to know about how the other person feels, to the point where they have, they'll get to a certain level with somebody, they'll invest a certain amount, and then either sabotage or it's been created in a very unhealthy way. And I think their justification to themselves is, well, I was all out with this person. I told this person how I felt, and then they stabbed me in the back. I just want to be sure. I just want to wait a little longer. And there's some truth to that, right? Like, there's some truth to the fact that, like, you want to be cautious, you want to be conscientious, you want to let somebody earn a place in your life, but it can go too far. And especially where somebody's asking you for clarity, or at some level, again, I don't feel like this person outright lies, but this person will try to avoid having an honest conversation. They might kind of know that they don't really have what it takes to like have a relationship, or they might know that they're kind of, you know, up and down with it, and they might not really be clear about that with their with their partner, and let their partner make their own decision. So there's a level to which this person, you know, we're looking at what they want out of a relationship. They want a relationship where they can kind of be a shapeshifter. They can kind of come and go. And with that energy we were picking up in the beginning, they might want a relationship with somebody who emotionally grounds them. There could be a little bit of a level of when they're up, you don't really hear from them all that much, or, you know, they're always like the, you know, they're the guy, they're the gal, right? Like everybody, you know, everybody loves them. They like to be that. And when they're feeling down, in those moments where it's important to connect with somebody, it's important to show up for the people you love and to allow yourself to reach out to the people you love and accept that love. They don't really want to do that because their experience in the past has been so traumatic that it's really colored how they show up in relationships. Yikes. That's sad, but also that's tough to deal with. So I want to look at what they want out of a partner in a relationship. Wow. Child wounded. Okay. Awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. Yeah, opens the learning path of forgiveness. This is pretty clear. I think what they want out of a relationship, they want somebody who helps heal them. We saw that with the Queen of Cups as well. Somebody who helps heal them, somebody who offers them compassion, somebody who has a desire to help other people. You know, I was talking about this earlier, but forgiveness is derivative of an energy of flow, right? It doesn't mean that we endorse or, you know, support what has happened to us, but we are able to move through it. We are able to flow. This person cannot get over what has happened to them. So what they really want out of a relationship, they want somebody who's compassionate. They want somebody who I feel like desires them, somebody who awakens their own compassion, somebody who is, I'm hearing, committed at some level to help other people who have been through something difficult, particularly things that they themselves have been through. Because with this person, the reason why what this person wants, they want comfort, they want love, they want, you know, I'm really drawn to the learning path of forgiveness. They are spiritually attracted to people who can offer that to them, and people who, can not only offer them that love, but also offer them wisdom, guidance, and support, because at a spiritual level, they are crying out to be in flow. They are crying out to be able to move forward in their life. They've been very stuck. And they are attracted to people who will, I think, try to offer that and care for them. Like with the little kids in the warm blanket, somebody who just wants to wrap them up and love up on them. This also can go back to childhood wounding as well. And so there might be this deeply unhealed wound where they kind of want a little bit of like a parental figure. I am seeing that. This person wants, out of a relationship, they want somebody that they can be vulnerable with. Now the question is if they'll let themselves have that. Because I think that's where some of the trouble is, or it might just be like these waves. You never know who you're going to get with this person. So let's see what else you got. We have white with lighten up. 24 reducing to a 6. Whoop. Okay, we have flowers with romance and sweetness. Flowers could be important here. 45, time to go. That's a 9. And then alchemy with 8. This is such a clear message. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. Yep. What this person really wants out of a relationship, like we were talking about, this person's trying to get over what happened to them. Emotionally and spiritually, they're trying to move on. And it's like the door's right here. They can see it, but it's taken a long time to get there, or they're having a hard time fully moving through that. There's a lot of fear. I think, you know, especially with the white with the feather, when I'm getting spiritually, feels like more of like a spiritual level. At a spiritual level, this person's very attracted to people who can help them discharge this energy, right? White is associated with the crown chakra, so somebody who can connect them back to spirit, because whatever happened was so intense for them. They're showing me somebody like almost like cutting a connection, like cutting off your crown, and thus feeling disconnected from source altogether. Now that doesn't really happen, but that's almost how it feels. This person suffered a wound that was enough that it makes them feel like there's nothing bigger out there. Like they have to be, that's part of, I feel like part of the larger than life thing is because they kind of feel like there's nothing else out there. Nothing is bigger than them. And that doesn't feel like a self-inflated thing. It feels like I have to be my own God. I have to be my own authority figure. I have to be my own everything because either somebody wasn't when they were supposed to be, or I trusted somebody to do this and it didn't work out. There's almost this energy of they may have had like an absentee parent, or like been parentified from a young age and then separately also had a significant relationship fall apart. It feels like it's hard for them to get close to people, hard for people like them to trust. And this past partner was somebody they actually managed to open up to. And that was their connection to spirit with the Lovers and the Two of Cups. That was their connection to like, oh my God, there is more out here. And then that bit them in the ass so hard. And that's really, I feel like what did it for them, where they're like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. It just like to the level where it's not even like a conscious closed down thing. I think they haven't even fully processed this, if I'm being honest. So what they're looking for out of a relationship is somebody that they are spiritually attracted to, somebody who will help them move through this grief, move through this anger I'm getting, move through this bravado that they've been putting on, move through this pain, because I feel like they are trying very hard to get it out. I'm looking at the image on artists. It's like they're like all these different shapes, all these different colors. They're trying everything. They're painting everything. They've made themselves, again with that shapeshifter, into 1,000 different people, and none of it works because none of it is their authentic self. They're the very solution for what they're trying to do is to be able to authentically connect with themselves and show up for themselves emotionally, and they can't do it. They're struggling to do it. That's why they are attracted to people who can, because people who can connect with them, people who can see that they're hurting, who can offer compassion, maybe offer wisdom and guidance, are helping to transmute the energy. They might be at a spiritual level very attracted to people who are great with energy transmutation. I was looking at the 8. I don't know why I was about to say this. People were born in August. They might, I don't know. But there's this sense where they are attracted to people who can help them transmute the energy, because they have a desperate desire to not only know themselves, but see themselves, love themselves, be able to show that to other people, and to be able to discern who's going to love them for who they are. So I think they are drawn to it, but they also have no idea what to do with it. It's very overwhelming for them. I do see that. They might be, I feel like with sweetness, they're very attracted to people who are kind to them, people who are sweet. I want to know with this alchemy, though. I want to clarify this alchemy. What are they attracted to? 9 of Wands. I feel like they are attracted to people who would identify kind of as like light workers, starseeds, spiritual warriors, because they themselves are. This is the Wounded Warrior card, and this is again what I mean. They have energetically, spiritually been wounded, and they are attracted to energies that can help. The 5 of Cups. They're hurting. They're hurting real bad. The 6 of Cups. Yep. And Temperance, manic. Exactly. They might be attracted to people that they've had past life connections with. That might be the thing that really like attracts them, because at the soul they feel safe, they feel recognized. This feels like a familiar soul that can help them out. And again, with Temperance, that can help them heal. That's a huge message here. They are very attracted to that. There's a sweetness, at a very practical level. They might be attracted to people who are in a healing profession, people who are in a spiritual profession. They might be attracted to artists as well. I do kind of see that a little bit. They are attracted to people who might work with children, but people who are kind, people who are empathetic, people who are gentle, people who don't give up easily, people who, this is kind of the energy of somebody who's really going to get in there and do the hard work. So maybe working, with children, helping heal people in a context that's very demanding, very draining. They are attracted to that because it, again, possesses all the qualities that they are looking for to help, somebody who's not afraid to help other people move through grief. I want to know more about what they're attracted to. I kind of want to know more about how this manifests in like a external context. So I think like we started covering that people who are compassionate, who are kind. The 2 of Cups, people who reciprocate their emotions, or I feel like people who are unafraid to express their emotions. People who are loving, right? That's always Venus and Cancer. Death reverse. I feel like people who feel very committed, who feel like they're not going to go anywhere. People who will never die. The Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, people who are patient. This is huge for this person. And the Hierophant reverse. Maybe people who are, again, non-traditional is kind of something I'm getting. But people who will be, I want to clarify the Hierophant reverse a little bit. Maybe people, like I said, non-traditional, who are not traditionally religious, especially if this person suffered religious trauma. Page of Pentacles. I feel like people who, the Two of Cups, who are, and the Fool reverse at the bottom, who don't ask them to go all out too fast, right? And, I'm not saying that you should do or not do anything, but this person might like to give very small gestures, or this might be all they can really offer. And there's a sense here where they like, in a partnership, they like people who are patient, possibly to a fault, but who are very, very patient, who aren't going to give up on something easily, and who kind of don't expect a whole lot for them or hold them to a high commitment, right? Hold them to a high level of, a high level of being able to produce things tangibly. Yeah, something like that. This is a very specific message. For some, this person likes or is attracted to when, when two people have a child. They don't necessarily have to get married. They're attracted to that for some reason. It's kind of like they really like that idea. I think, again, because this person likes the idea of having a family, or of feeling that sense of family, but they get very, very scared of commitment. Interesting. I kind of want to know, if you were to ask them, what would they say is like their ideal relationship? Or like what they want out of a relationship. There we go. Ideally. Okay, the Hanged Man reverse. This might be, they might say something like, something that is, there's always something going on, right? There's, they're always on the move. They like something like that. Somebody who doesn't get stuck for too long, something like that. Somebody who, again, I feel like it's one of those things where they're almost projecting. They're like, oh, somebody who's not like too stuck on the past, right? We're always moving forward. It's because they're stuck on the past. And they're like, can't be both of us now, can it? Okay, yeah, the Magician. The Nine of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. The Five of Swords reversed. Okay. And the Empress reversed. If you were to ask them what they want out of a relationship, again, with the Hanged Man, this would be like somebody who's, not, I feel like not too serious, but also not stuck on the past. This person might push like personal empowerment, which I'm all about, but almost to like a level where it's, the way they talk about it might not be healthy. So be like, I like a strong conversationalist is something that's kind of coming through. This is somebody who, notification. And this would be somebody who's like, I want, want a relationship with somebody who can make things happen. Yeah, it's kind of like, I feel like they would talk about past relationships as a way of talking about what they don't want now, right? They're like, oh, I don't want somebody who's too dependent, right? Somebody who's, this person might be like, oh, I like when, like the Empress upright. They're like, I like when everybody's kind of like, they have their own thing going on. They have their own stuff, because I'm like that. And this way we can, we can come together and we can share that. We're not, we're not too reliant on each other. They might kind of talk about something like that, but they're going to talk about it in a way of like, oh, I like somebody who's driven, right? Somebody who's goal oriented. They're not so up in my business, they're bored and they're picking fights about stuff all the time, right? They've really got their own thing going on. That's kind of what they're going to talk about. I like things they're peaceful. People who are like, not all up in other people's business. They're not, they're kind of doing their own thing. That's a huge thing for this person. They would say that for sure. Possibly somebody who's successful in their career, who's always kind of doing stuff and making things. They always got something going on. I want to clarify this Magician. The King of Cups. Yeah, they would be like, especially in the context of a relationship, they would probably share that they like somebody who's, warm, who's empathetic. They're like, it's kind of like, oh, it's a good balance between somebody who's, who's loving, who's caring, somebody who's, a good partner, again, the sweetness aspect, but somebody who's also not like, they've got their own stuff going on. They're not all up in my business. That's probably how they would say it. Or like, I like my alone time. So somebody who can be, be loving, but also kind of like go do their own thing. They might also say something to the effect of like somebody who's very emotionally, I'm getting the word poised, but I was gonna say responsible, somebody who is, stable. There we go. Somebody who's emotionally stable. Sorry, I got another notification. Somebody who's emotionally stable, something like that. That's how they would kind of talk about these things. Is they would kind of say stuff like that. And I think, again, they would use past relationships a little bit to kind of like paint a picture. They might be like, oh, in the past I've had people who are really codependent, people who are, especially like financially, like people who are, like this might be somebody who's like, I like to keep our finances separate, because they might have had a lot of experiences where it's like, oh, people trying to like use me, or people trying to, take what's mine, or we break up and then all of a sudden, they're cutthroat, they're going after me. That's kind of the energy here. And this person likes the idea of both of you kind of being in your power and doing your own thing, but two different, like very powerful people, and that's more alchemy energy, two different powerful people, like separate lives parallel kind of a thing, because for them that ensures that there's like greater likelihood of emotional stability. Again, whatever happened to them fucked them up bad. And so there's kind of a level where they would kind of describe that. I love being able to have a loving relationship, but I also really like being able to do my own thing. I appreciate other people who can do that, right? People who are busy and happy in their own lives are, and successful in their own lives tend to make better partners, tend to create happier outcomes. And like part of what they're saying isn't wrong, but there's some unhealed stuff they're dealing with. Yeah. I kind of want to see how this person currently is prepared to show up in a relationship, just based on where they're at, because I do think they have some pretty significant healing. So even though they might say that they want certain things and spiritually they're attracted to certain things, I want to look at this card but not take it. Justice. Okay, this person might be in a better place than they used to be. This person I feel like is at a turning point. It could go either way. I feel like they've been through a lot of really challenging cycles to learn lessons, but it's like, have they implemented it enough, right? They're near the door now. Is it time to like finally walk through it, is kind of the energy. Some of these people might be looking for something like marriage and family, potentially. Okay, the 10 of Cups reversed. The 4 of Swords, okay. The Queen of Swords reversed. And the Page of Swords. So this is also, I'm seeing more family energy here. Whenever I see the King or Queen of one suit and the Page of the same suit, that's a parent-child relationship for me. I'm going to clarify in a minute. This person I feel like is, again, in this place of balance where I feel like, this is a lot of heartbreak to be holding. This is a family falling apart, whether it's their family of origin, a family they had built, both. Especially due to a lot of deception, poor communication, a lot of things left unsaid. They're really trying to heal from that, and I see that with the 4 of Swords. This is why I feel like they're, this is usually about non-action and things being stable but not moving. They might be at this point in a place where they are healing finally, but they are not ready for something more. How would they be ready to show up in a relationship right now? Do I want to take this one? No. What was it? The Knight of Pentacles. I went back and forth on that. The Emperor, I do feel like they are moving toward greater stability, right? Greater control over self, greater self-awareness. We have the number 4 now showing up a couple times. More stability. The 4 of Wands reversed. And the 5 of Cups. I'm going to be honest. I think if you were trying to be with this person right now, they're still not ready. They're in this healing process, which is nice. The 4 of Wands reverse kind of speaks to dismantling a structure that we really had a lot of hope and faith in, that was supposed to bring us a lot of happiness and joy. This is marriage, a family, things like that. I think that they are dismantling this in some way, shape, or form. This is that healing, right? And, Knight of Pentacles to the Emperor, That's a slow journey to your personal stability, right? That's a really slow journey. But I do feel like they are doing the healing work, but they're still in a place where they're processing grief. We have the 5 of Cups, you know, we have this 10 of Cups reversed, total happiness, you know, happy family reversed, this Queen of Swords reversed, the Page of Swords. This is, you know, somebody, this is just like, this is a really sticky relationship. So honestly, you know, if I were to look at where they are right now, if you wanted something long-term and stable with them, I don't think they could offer that to you right now, but there's a very likely chance that they could in the future. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles. Right now, they are not able to do that kind of work. They're not able to put in that kind of effort. The 3 of Cups reversed. I do feel like they are finally like dealing with some issues. If there was like, this is, let's say somebody from the past, there's a third party involved, that third party is removed from their life, but they are healing right now. Yeah, the 8 of Cups reversed. They still haven't emotionally fully moved on. The 7 of Wands, they would be very defensive. So I hope that helped. I think that's everything I've got for group 2. Thank you so much for being here, and I will hopefully talk to you soon. Take care. Bye. Hi, group 3. So you guys picked the Prenite. Beautiful. Stone of the Heart Chakra. I actually feel a pretty good energy off of this. The other 2 groups got a little hairy. We're gonna see what comes out, but I feel a pretty good energy off of this. This feels like somebody who is optimistic, who's curious. Somebody who might be like not hesitant, but they're kind of like, okay, I'm not gonna dive into something, but I'm very excited to see what the universe will bring me. This feels like somebody who is learned the art of, you know, I'll be open and receptive once something, you know, appears in my life or I'm engaging with it. I'll assess and I'll go from there. This could be somebody who's a recovering know-it-all. It's kind of the energy of, like, when I say that, I mean like somebody who's kind of in this place of, you know, they may have wanted to know what was going to happen all the time, or like mentally map it all out, or have like this, you know, picking up almost like South Node of Virgo kind of energy. They may have just wanted to know exactly how things were going to pan out, and I think they've come to this place of trusting themselves, so they're like, okay, you know what, it'll happen when it happens. Like it'll come together, and I'm sure I'm going to know what to do, is kind of the energy here. So I'm actually going to pull, I've been doing this for the other groups, I have my archetype deck, and I'm going to pull one card for how this person wants to show up in a relationship, and then one card for how they'd want a partner to show up in a relationship. That's the partner card. Okay. How would this person want to show up in a relationship? You know, 2 came out. I'm actually going to honor it. Okay. We have Child Eternal at the bottom. Generally speaking, when they're reversed in this deck, I read the shadow attributes. Upright, I take the light. So the shadow attribute here is inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. So this person could kind of still be struggling on some of these things. For some of you, this is very specific. This person could have health problems. And so it's not so much that they're dependent on other people for their physical security like that, like, you know, financially. But there's like sorry, I have a stray hair caught on my desk. It's driving me nuts. There might be something like that where they're working through some health stuff and they kind of need a little bit of support. This person could, you know, sometimes there could be an area of their life where they're kind of struggling to grow up. This could be an energy that they're kind of moving through, or they're, you know, they're moving out of, just because we got 2 archetype cards for them. So they might kind of be between multiple kind of, they might kind of have multiple sides that they're working through, right? It's kind of, they can kind of sometimes do this in a relationship, other times do this. So let's see what we got. We have King, and it is reversed. Okay. Excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. Okay. And we have Bully in reverse. Oh, goodness. Conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. Okay. This changes the context. So with Child Eternal, there's a sense of there's a sense of like, we see entitlement, we see like, conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. I'm not picking up like verbal or physical abuse, but this person could have like kind of like a childlike sense of entitlement, and that comes out in the way they communicate to others, or they like justify like, well, you should want to help me with this because of this. Like, they could have, this is really interesting to me. All right, I want to know what this is all about. Yeah, Shapeshifter wanted to come out for a second. It was on the top of the deck. Projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. Because the energy here feels good, but I wanna see what's going on with these cards here. This could be, again, a cycle that somebody's trying to move out of. But this is how they want to show up in a relationship, right? We do have the Chariot reversed. This person might have this thing where they feel very like good about where they are in their love life. They feel very open to what Spirit wants to bring, but how they show up in a relationship is not always the best. Ooh, I almost knocked these off the Seven of Swords reversed, the Two of Pentacles reversed, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. There is this childlike energy here. Hang on, I'm just sitting with this for a second. This person might have a little bit of an entitlement when it comes to what is being offered to them. I'm almost picking up this person might sometimes like to try to wait to get the best offer. This person kind of wants to have it both ways sometimes. This person might not always value what's being given to them either. I do kind of pick that up. So this would be kind of somebody who's like, oh, I love this in a relationship. I love this in a relationship. And then you do something that they're like, well, no, I wanted it different. Or like, this person, it's almost, I'm getting like this disregarding energy. Like you hand them something, they look at it and they're like, and it's like over something small, right? It wasn't the right day of the week. It wasn't right. It's something like that. This person, I do feel like this person though is starting to cultivate some awareness about the fact that they do this. What is the Seven of Swords reversed? Somebody may have called them out on this recently, or they may have kind of just like started to get some insight where they're like, maybe I should be more appreciative. I want to look at this card but not take it. King of Cups. I do feel like this is why I feel like this person in some ways can be very, very mature. We have that King energy showing up. Like maybe it's like emotionally they're very mature, but they have like a blockage, or like, we have the King of Cups, but the Page of Pentacles. So maybe emotionally they're very developed and mature, but like when it comes to stability, their, material world, not so much. And that does impact their relationships. Six of Pentacles, there isn't a good give and take. So this is somebody who can be very loving, but there's no reciprocity, right? With the Nine of Swords, I think this can cause a lot of anxiety for their partner. This also can be somebody who struggles to really balance and juggle all areas of their life, right? So again, they might be very emotionally mature, very loving, but then, when it comes to being able to hold down a job, handle their finances, they struggle to do that, right? That's kind of in the mix here. But like I said, this is somebody who I feel like is getting some type of insight or awareness, because they can't juggle, like they don't have balance in this area of life, and it impacts their romantic relationships. Yeah, the Three of Cups reversed, and then the Six of Swords. For some, this person can be very caring, but has a very hard time committing, making a choice and sticking with it. They might even do something where they start a relationship, it's kind of starting out, it seems like it's going to be good, and then they feel overwhelmed by trying to balance it in all areas of their life. And maybe this is like, feeling like they don't have enough time with their friends, feeling like they don't have enough time for their passions and their hobbies, wanting to play the field. And they kind of like, they feel like they're missing out almost, like they're kind of, because this is, peace and stability, but with a little bit of a heavy heart. It's kind of like they might feel like they're doing that, like they're missing out on something. This person has a lot of deep feelings, but this person also really struggles with commitment or like solidity, security. What is this type of security that they struggle with? You know, there's a heavy emphasis on the material here. 8 of Wands reversed, again, like moving forward on something, the energy moving forward. What do we have here? The Queen of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. And the 9 of Wands. I feel like this person, the way that they struggle, again, this could be with their material world and kind of getting their, getting their stuff in order. But this person really struggles with going the distance when it comes to a solid relationship. I do see that. So this person, I feel like, has a lot of, it can be very open-hearted, but also can be kind of entitled in relationships. Like they manifest a relationship into their life that has some really solid potential. And then if there's like, one little, like they get overwhelmed, they go through a difficult, rough patch, the 7 of Swords reversed, maybe there's something is revealed. It's kind of a challenging conversation, something like that. This person, I feel like, might try to abandon the relationship, doesn't try to fix it. They kind of throw it away. And like in doing so, they might do so literally, they might do so indirectly, where it's like, because this person's got their back to the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Like they're like defensive and they're just not valuing this person, not treating them right. So I do kind of see that here with their energy, because their energy initially feels good, but we're getting all these themes about, like we're getting all these themes about insecurity and instability. We have a lot, sorry, I was noticing we have a lot of blue here. So very much of the throat chakra. This person might be very chatty. Something I'm getting, like I was getting like a windbag, be very chatty. This person might like to dominate and control conversation. Yeah, let's see what else we get here, because this is interesting. So the kind of person that they are attracted to or what they're looking for in a partnership, Mystic. Light attribute is revels in intimate union with the divine. This is what it is. I feel like this person is really, really attracted to somebody who can help them grow spiritually. Somebody who can help them kind of like mature. Somebody who, I feel like they are attracted to somebody that they perceive knows more about them than they know about themselves. Why is that? 3 of Pentacles, because this is the thing we saw the 3 of Cups earlier, and for me, a big difference, even though those are both spiritual partnerships, the 3 of Cups is like a kindred spirit. You guys just like each other, you just get along. What they are needing in their life, this is a partnership that's based on shared values, having a shared goals, a shared vision for the future. What they are looking for, they are attracted to people who share similar values to them, especially at a spiritual level. They are attracted to people who feel like they can see them spiritually speaking, right? Who feel like they might be able to understand things about them they don't know about themselves, because I think, there's a theme about this in group 2 as well, but this is another one where this is more of like a spiritual attraction factor here. It feels like spiritual and earthly. Like there's a spiritual attraction factor here because they are attracted to the idea that somebody might hold wisdom about them that they don't hold about themselves. Because I think that they know that something is off in their life. They know that the energy feels imbalanced, but they don't know where to start, or they don't have the drive to get over those initial bumps in the road. So they're looking for somebody. It's almost like I'm looking for somebody who makes me want to commit, who makes me feel that, right? I'm looking at intimate union with the divine, who makes me feel that by us coming together, I'm closer with spirit. Because this person, I feel like they know that what they're doing is old news. They know that their routine, their old shtick is kind of just like not serving them, but I don't think they know how to get out of it exactly. So they're attracted to people who help them grow. Yeah, the Star, they might be attracted to people who kind of do their own thing. This is Aquarius energy, so who are kind of eccentric, but who might also share a similar, again, vision or goal with them. Because it's like, oh yeah, this will get me closer to where I need to be. Because I think they know that they're struggling to do it by themselves. It's interesting, we've had that Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles show up, and now the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Cups reversed. Yep. And the Wheel of Fortune. There's a sense here where they've spent a lot of time just having enjoyment in the moment, kind of passing the moment, and they've realized that it's kind of like kept them spinning their wheels is almost what I'm getting with this Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. They may have kind of had a lot of connections sort of like this, where they're based on the pleasure of the moment. This is, you know, they're based on having fun. They're based on partying, something that's insubstantial. And we had that King of Cups earlier, so this may have been an integral part of their path when they were working on their emotional evolution journey, is these types of connections that really cause them to grow emotionally. But they know that it's not working for them anymore. They know that the area they need to grow is in terms of their stability, in terms of their sense of security, commitment, possibly financially as well. They know they need to grow that way. So they are attracted to people right now who I feel like have either similar goals or, again, know more about them. They know about themselves. People who they perceive as very wise. They're very attracted to that. So they might be attracted to people who are spiritual, people who especially show a sense of devotion and commitment, because this person struggles with that heavily. Yeah. Yep, we have Mauve with Enjoy Clear Hearing, 43. This person could be clairaudient. You could be, this person could love lilacs. A lot of purple and blue showing up so far. Yep, Tree, stability and growth, no shit. Observer, okay, 49 reducing to a 4. We have a fox here. And the throat chakra, what are we talking about? What were we talking about? Card 5. With the frequency of the throat chakra, the blue flower of life supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. Okay. They are really attracted to people who, I feel like, honestly, who make them want to listen when they talk. Like I said, this person might like to hear themselves talk. We have so much purple and blue here. Somebody who is a divine channel, somebody who channels divine wisdom, somebody who, when they talk, they feel that there is something for them to learn with Observer. They might really want that. So if you ask them what they want out of a relationship, they might have a hard time pinning it down. They could say somebody who's smart, somebody who is goal-driven, somebody who is spiritual. They might point to certain goals or values that they have, a vision that they have for their future, and say somebody who's interested in those same things. I do see that. They could say, they want somebody who is interested in a long-term partnership, interested as somebody who's very stable in themselves, somebody who's very growth oriented. And the thing is, I think this person does want that, but again, it's almost like they're switching to a new area, right? Again, if they've been focused on the emotional, they might be kind of now starting to focus on like the physical world, how to create that for themselves. And a sense of patience and commitment. I'm feeling that so heavily. So they're attracted to people who, when their partner talks, they feel inspired to listen. This person's got a little bit of this energy of you can't tell me nothing. So it's really got to come from them. They got to want it. So they are attracted to that for sure. They are attracted to somebody who is communicative. I feel somebody who is clear. This person with the fox might not always be so clear in the way that they talk and the way they communicate. This person, I feel like, lacks a certain clarity on themselves that they are hoping that a partner can bring to their life. For sure. Taking a sip of my tea. And again, somebody who connects them with some higher purpose, higher self. If you are very, if you're very spiritual, and this would be something where they might be attracted to your practice. They want to know more about it. I want to know more about this mystic. I want to know more about what they want out of a partner. Yeah, the High Priestess, somebody who's very psychic, somebody who's very, very psychic, somebody who reveals divine wisdom to a T here. Somebody who's very tapped in, somebody who is confident in their knowing, but quietly so. You don't need to tell anybody. This is why I think this person likes it, because you're not sitting here. It's not the Hierophant, right? Giving decrees. You're not sitting here telling them what to do, telling them how it is or what they should be doing. You're kind of just doing your own thing, and they they feel drawn into asking, to listening. When you do offer information, when you do offer insight, when you do offer spiritual wisdom, they listen. And I don't think a lot of people can get them to listen, and that's meaningful for them. I feel like there's somebody you're already connected to, or you've been connected to just because of the way I'm talking about it. 4 of Wands. Yeah, this person is looking for, I feel like, spiritual union. This person's looking for somebody who can connect them to their soul family, who can connect them to a sense of stability in their soul purpose. You know, at a more tangible level, they might be looking for somebody to get married to, start a family, have a home. Again, that's stability and growth. 6 of Pentacles reversed and the 7 of Pentacles. Somebody who can be patient with them. Again, there's a lack of reciprocity. Somebody who they feel can be patient with them, because I do feel, like I said, like they're trying to outgrow this energy, but it feels like they've just started this journey, and they're not really sure. So what they'd be looking for, you know, these clarifying mystic, somebody who can see them spiritually, who sees them as part of their soul family, excuse my burp, and as a result is patient with them as they're trying to work on this, as they're trying to learn about this. I also feel like, too, something they would value from the right person, not everybody, but the right person, they would value somebody who can call them on their BS, who can call them out, and, like, especially if it's about communication or struggling to have good equal give and take, a lack of stability, somebody who can call them out. You know, again, with the High Priestess, she doesn't yell, she doesn't get all, you know, crazy about it. She's just very, like, matter of fact. If you ask, I'll tell you, or I'll tell you when you're ready to know. Something like that. So somebody who doesn't take information and, like, you know, throw it at you or shove it in your face, but somebody who you are compelled to ask, right? And when they tell you, it's a blessing, and it's the universe speaking to you directly. They're looking for somebody who makes them want to listen, right? And it's kind of like they finally open themselves up energetically to seeing this pattern in themselves and being like, all right, I think I should probably work on this. And as a result, what they want out of a partnership is somebody who connects them more to their spiritual self and who has patience, and also, you know, like I said with the throat chakra, somebody who offers guidance and wisdom, both at like an overarching spiritual level, but also at a personal level to help them overcome their challenges. Let's see, I'm actually going to leave those there. What is this person most hoping to learn with Observer? Knight of Wands, how to be more committed. Knight of Wands in reverse, how to stop kind of getting shiny object syndrome. This person might like to travel a lot. They're always moving around. They got itchy feet, something like that. They're looking to understand how to get more grounded, how to like put down roots. Yeah, the 4 of Pentacles reversed because they don't have a sense of stability. 8 of Cups reversed, okay. The King of Pentacles reversed and the Empress reversed. I feel like what they're trying to understand, they're trying to learn, like I said, how to put down more roots and how to stop moving from thing to thing to thing. Because I think the thing is that this has cost them important relationships in the past. This has cost them maybe jobs or sense of abundance, but this has cost them important relationships because whoever it was, you know, with the Empress and the King of Pentacles, it's like the energies in their life, just like, I feel like cut them off, saying like, you know, and this could be very literally about finances, but just again about being a stable person, a committed person. It's like, you know, you're always wanting to go, you know, you're always wanting to move, you're always wanting to switch jobs, you're always, you know, like, you know, we have that shapeshifter energy. You're always kind of like a different person. There's a sense here where this person, I feel like, can have almost a boundaryless sense of self. And this person understands that it's cost them things they wanted, and it's cost people to have to, I feel like, even though they were not emotionally, like they were emotionally attached still, like it's cost these people in their past to walk away from them. And so it kind of got their attention and be like, I have to do something about this. And so I feel like they are attracted to people who have insight and wisdom to offer, but again, on their own terms. I feel like they see you like this very, very heavily. Even if you haven't known them for very long, I feel like they see you as somebody who could offer insight. I want to see, though, what it would be like to actually, like, have a relationship with them. Okay, that's way too many. That's, like, half the deck. Knight of Wands. Yeah, they still haven't gotten over this. So it would be fun. It would be passionate. You guys could have a really good time together. 8 of Cups. But I do feel like, yeah, Justice. Okay, I'm going to be honest. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. unless you're looking for anything more than kind of, excitement, adventure, fun in the moment, which is totally fine if that's what you want. It's like the way they're prepared to kind of show up in a relationship right now is like they want this passion, this, what is the universe going to bring me next, right? They want that, but they tend to walk away when it starts to talk about getting invested, especially when you're trying to have an honest conversation with them about reciprocity and fairness. Yeah, they want to be able to have a relationship where the potential for commitment is there, but if they don't want to do it, they can always walk away. Look how even this person on the Eight of Cups is looking back at the Knight of Wands, right? Like, oh man, I'm moving toward commitment, but I really miss this thing. I think right now that's kind of what they want out of a relationship, but spiritually they're not happy with where they are. They don't like the fact that their behavior has cost them important things. But the question is, are they able and willing to show up different? Ace of Wands. The others, again, more of this just like following their passions sort of a thing. Two of Swords. Three of Swords. 10 of Wands. And the Devil reverse. Okay, so I think what they're wanting at a spiritual level right now, they know that they're stuck. They know that this behavioral pattern has left them stuck and not being able to move forward and grow. They also know that it's caused a lot of pain, both for the people they've been connected to and themselves when those people have walked away. It is a heavy burden. This person could be a workaholic as well. This person could be always taking on new projects. They're just really going for it. And they know that by them seeking out their passions, and I feel like this is somebody who struggles to, again, prioritize stability and growth in some way, shape, or form in their life, they know that by going hard on something, by going overboard, it's taken a toll. Their behavior creates a heavy weight in interpersonal relationships. So with the Devil reversed, I think spiritually they are attracted to people that can help them understand this and can help them break this. What are they? I started talking about this with the Knight of Wands, Eight of Cups, Justice, but I kind of want to see a little bit more of what they think that they want out of a relationship. If you were to ask them this question, how they'd be likely to respond, because I think they could literally say, like, I'm not looking for anything serious, or some casual, but I'm open to more. Page of Pentacles, again, something very small. They might want to be like, friends with benefits. But I think that they are a lot less likely to commit than they might be aware of. Yes, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, absolutely. Judgment reversed, and the Five of Cups. I think in their mind, they kind of have this idea of like, oh, I'd love to have this long-term relationship. I really love to have this loving, giving partner. But they also know that they have not been able to maintain that in the past. And so I think for them, it's more important to have something that feels good in the moment than something that is committed. They may or may not say that. But there's a sense of like, oh, I don't want to make promises I can't keep. Maybe we should do something more short-term. This is why this person might unintentionally kind of like future fake or breadcrumb. It's kind of like, oh, we'll do something, like I kind of want to keep it light for now, but if it turns into more, that's great. That's kind of this person, because they do want that. They have that in mind, but they also know that they can't deliver on that consistently. They're not really willing to go the distance. So this person, if you ask them what they want out of a relationship, would probably give you a halfway or kind of like hybrid answer like that. But how they're really ready to show up is not in a committed way, to be completely honest. This could be somebody who, maybe it would be good to be friends with them for a while and kind of see how things go. But this person, I feel, is not able to show up in like a super duper committed way, if I'm being completely honest. So I think that's just about everything that I am seeing for right now. I do want to say something about this. I think this person would be a really great person to talk about spirituality with. If you love talking about that, you could talk about spiritual gifts. You could talk about your spiritual beliefs. This person wants to do the growth work spiritually. They are attracted to people, romantic and otherwise, who can help bring that in. So I think something that, if you're looking for something, non-committal, you're looking for something short-term, or you're looking for a really great friendship or whatever it is, I think this person could be really good for that. I think that they have a lot of good things to say. They do want to learn. They do want to grow. I think that they would have a lot to be able to contribute in that context. If you're looking for something that's long-term, I think this person is still a while away from being able to give you that. So I think this is everything I've got for group 3 today. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope I get to read for you again real soon. Take care.